Goodbye YouTube. Hopefully you guys are having a good day today. Now before I get into talking about the team preview, I want to ask you guys something. For those of you who watched my battle that I posted up on Tuesday, I think I only got like one answer about the question that I asked. It was in text, which I understand possibly nobody read it, but that's fine. That's why I wanted to ask it in this battle. Would you guys like to see some more PO replay battles with the template? Now I know not a lot of people like PO, but honestly it's a lot easier to get PO battles as opposed to Wi-Fi battles, and it's not like I'm gonna put more PO battles than Wi-Fi battles. I'm talking about like maybe one PO battle a week or so. If you guys would like that, leave a yes or a no down below. That's all you have to do. And depending on what the majority is, we'll decide on if I upload them or not. Because I know not everybody likes PO, more people do like Wi-Fi, but I did get a great feedback from that battle, so that's why I decided to ask in this video if you guys would like to see it. But yeah, anyways, I'm pretty sure as you've noticed, you've seen this team before on NBZ's channel now. I originally got this team from Tony about like an hour after he made it, and I love this team, and I have something very special planned for this team that I hope you guys will enjoy. Now Tony's channel will be down in the description, so obviously make sure to go check him out. He makes good teams, good videos, all that shenanigery. Potential threats on my opponent's team are going to be the Skyman, the Zekrom, and the Arceus. Arceus obviously because if it's Extreme Killer, I allow him to Sword Dance, I could be screwed. Palkia, if he's Scarf, basically outspeeds my whole team. Zekrom as well, if he's Scarfed, outspeeds my whole team. And then my main priority is going to be to try to get on my hazards, so hopefully I can get a free chance to set up with my Omastar, go for Shell Smash, and just destroy everything. But yeah, I don't really have to lead off with my Kyogre because I'm just going to be leading off with my Ferrothorn, actually predicting him to lead off with Kyogre, which was a bit dumb of me to do considering that my Kyogre lead was also obvious, I suppose. And if you saw that like little animation there, tell me if you like that or not, because I was messing around with Pokegen and I found out I could do that. And if you missed it, this like little green little sparkle thing. But yeah, anyways, he leads off with Zekrom, as I did lead off with my Ferrothorn, and I make a risky, I guess you could say, switch right into my Gliscor, predicting the Volt Switch, as I'm just gonna sub up, and this is gonna be sped up because this was a lot longer than it really should have been. And then he has payback on Fortress, and he didn't switch out, and then he gets another crit with the payback, and I guess maybe he has payback for like Deoxys. I don't know. I guess it helped him because he crit me twice, and then I make an extremely stupid play and I stay in, go for Earthquake when I should have subbed or gone for another Toxic, because there was really no reason for me to go for Earthquake. So yeah, now he brings in this damn Skyman. I switch out to my Ferrothorn. It turns out that he's Life Orb, which I guess makes it a little easier to deal with. He does have free liberty to switch in moves, which really does suck, as I'm just going to get out my rocks, predicting him to bring in Fortress. I also could have just switched into my Gliscor, but really I didn't want to do that, and I know he's more than likely just going to get up his own rocks or go for the Rapid Spin, so I'm going to use this free turn to switch out into my Zekrom. And if you get the nickname of the Zekrom, then you're a fucking genius. Don't worry, because I didn't get it either at first. I really had to think about it. But yeah, anyways, go straight for the Bolt Strike. I know it's not going to OHKO, but it is going to be an easy 2 KO, and it's a lot more reliable than going for the Focus Blast, because if I miss that, then I could allow him to get a free layer of Spikes up, or maybe even Volt Switch, as he does get the Rocks up. Unfortunately, I don't get any Justice, and he doesn't get fully paralyzed, so he does get the Rocks up, which honestly doesn't really bother me. The team really isn't that Stealth Rock weak at all, as I'm just going to 2 KO him with the Bolt Strike, and now he's going to bring in the Zekrom, which obviously tells me that he is Scarf, because why else would you bring a Zekrom on another Zekrom wanting to risk a speed tie, right, if you were banded? So I'm going to switch out to my Ferrothorn, as he does go for the Outrage. I also could have brought in my Gliscor, but I knew Ferrothorn was a safer switch, because now that he lost Fortress, I have free leeway to go for Leech Seed the following turn, and then just start getting on my entry hazards, because his Rapid Spinner did die, and obviously, as you saw from the team preview, I have no spin blocker on this team, because this is not really more of a competitive team, sorry, but more of a fun team, and it's actually been doing really good in competitive play. I've done some PO battles with it, but yeah, anyways, I'm just rambling, sorry. So I go for Leech Seed, as he hits me with the Outrage. Luckily for me, he did get the 3-turn Outrage, and I will be able to get more leftovers. Not leftovers, wow. I keep wanting to say leftovers when I mean Leech Seed, so I get more recovery from Leech Seed, an extra turn if you're wondering, and now I can get up a layer of Spikes, and you're going to see that it was so stupid of me to do, because what I should have done was possibly gone for the Power Whip, which I was about to do, but I was fearing the fact that he could bring in the Shaman, and I make another dumb play. I actually stay in thinking that he would go for the Fire Blast, and I was like, yes, go for Fire Blast, I can bring in Omastar, Shell Smash, and destroy your whole team, but no, he shows me Aura Sphere, and yeah, just utterly annihilates my Ferrothorn as I bring in my Palkia, and because he is locked into the Aura Sphere, I know he can't OHKO me, so what I'm going to do is just go straight for the Spatial Rend, because the Fortress, the only Pokemon on his team that resisted my moves, is basically gone. And Special Rend is an easy 2-KO on this Kyogre. Luckily for me, his Kyogre is more of a bulky Kyogre as opposed to a Scarf one, so I'm able to outspeed that and finish it off with another Special Rend as he brings in the Zekrom, which again, for those of you who are wondering, is banded, because why else would you bring it in on a Palkia that is faster than Zekrom? Unless he is bluffing it. But this is where he does confirm that he's Scarf, because if he was choice banded, then this outrage would have done 50%, and it's only going to do around 30 to 40. So I know the following turn after the poison heal, I should be able to take another one, unless for some reason he gets a crit or gets... Actually, I don't even think if he did get max possible damage, it would have been able to OHKO me. So yeah, barring that he didn't get a crit, I had no reason not to stay in and go for the Earthquake. Unfortunately, this does mean he can either bring in his Palkia or bring in the Shaman, as he does bring in Shaman, and this thing should have been toxic, but I really don't know what it wants to do. I just want to get some more Life Orb recoil on this thing, so I'm just going to leave in my Gliscor basically as death fodder, as I'm going to bring in my Palkia, hoping that maybe he's fearing the fact that I could be Scarfed, because I'm pretty sure he doesn't know that I'm Specs, but he's going to stay in. Why'd you stay in? And he's going to go for Air Slash, and he flinches me, and at this point I'm like, well, the battle is pretty much over. And then he misses Air Slash, and I'm like, yes, Tony, but I misclicked and I went for Draco Meteor, which means now he can bring in the Arceus and go for a Swords Dance and just extreme speed. Oh, no, wait! He has Arceus Ghost, which means he's more than likely Calm Mind, but this means he gets a free Calm Mind. So what I'm going to do is switch into my Kyogre, go for the Thunder Wave the following turn, that way I could bring in my Zekrom and hit him with the Bolt Strike. But then it turns out that he has Swords Dance, and normally Arceus Ghost are Calm Mind or supportive. I never really seen a Swords Dance one, but because he doesn't have Calm Mind, I know I can freely go for a Hydro Pump. I am modest, max special attack in the rain. That's going to be an easy OHKO on this Arceus, and he's going to bring in the Zekrom, which is his last Pokemon. But again, I'm face palming, and I'm like, well, fuck. He can just lock himself into the Spatial Rend and basically just sweep through my team. So I have really no other option but to leave in my Kyogre basically as death fodder, as I'm going to switch into my Almost. And this is where me going for the Power Whip possibly could have mattered, because as you're going to see, I actually outspeed him. It turns out that he's actually Scarf, and that plays, not Scarf, sorry, he turns out that he's Specs. But this is where if I did go for the Power Whip, that damage could have possibly brought the Palkia down to the point where that Ice Beam would have KO'd. And at this point, because he is Specs, it all comes down to whether or not I'm going to be able to win the speed tie. And will I be able to? Pressure activated. Tony is expressing yes, and I win the speed tie, and I'm able to OHKO the Palkia for the very narrow 2-0 victory in my favor. So yeah, got really lucky near the end. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to see more content. You know what to do. Yeah, anyways, later, I guess. I don't know.